Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Smells Like. I'm Josh. So good to see you. This is my fragrances of the week, the last fragrances of the week for 2018 here. It is New Year's Eve, so I'm a little late talking about last week, but I thought I'd go ahead and get it out of the way. And then next week we'll start fresh with the first week of 2019. So going all the way back to last Sunday, sampling Sunday, I decided to sample Chanel Sycamore for the second time. The first time that I sampled this, I think it was the Sunday prior, or one or two Sundays prior. I just absolutely fell in love with this stuff. It's vetiver. It's really like a smoky woods kind of vibe too with the vetiver. Really classy, you know, smoky and dark and woodsy and with the vetiver, but then also with that Chanel brightness, that kind of sparkly aldehydic thing that Chanel has. Fell in love with this, decided to wear it again last Sunday, and loved it so much I went ahead and ordered a bottle. So that is on the way from Chanel Sycamore. That was on Sunday. On Monday then, I kind of kept with the sampling thing. Special day, it was Christmas Eve. I wanted to wear something that really just captured, it was a cold night, a cold Christmas Eve, hanging out with my family. We exchanged gifts. We had a wonderful dinner together, watched Christmas movies. I just wanted something that was kind of classy, but also warm and just captured the night. I decided to wear Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Just have this decant. Really am enjoying this stuff too. I think I'll go ahead and wear through the rest of this decant. Maybe a bottle on the way for that one too. I think I'm gonna wear it a couple more times. This might be one that I maybe wait until next fall to add to the collection. I kind of haven't decided yet, but Grand Soir from MFK really was a good one to add some memories with, and so I'm wondering maybe that could be like my winter memories scent or my Christmas Eve scent for future years, and kind of make a scent memory with that. That's one of the things that I like to do, is create a scent memory with a certain thing by wearing it for the same occasion multiple times. And that way, the next time I smell it, it always reminds me of those good memories. So that's maybe I'll do that with Grand Soir with Christmas Eve. We'll see. I'm gonna wear it a couple more times this season during the cold weather and just kind of see how I feel about it. On Tuesday, Christmas Day, I wore L'Instant de Guerlain, the EDP. You know, this is the reformulation of Lidge L'Instant Extreme that was, you know, has been so popular for the last few years in the fragrance community. This is their reformulation. It still smells awesome. Performance isn't quite as good as it used to be, but it's still decent. It still got me through an entire day. Again, hanging out with family on Christmas, we have a tradition where we go out for Chinese food on Christmas Day, kind of like a Christmas story. Somewhere down the line, we adopted that as a family tradition. We do our big family stuff on Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Day, we just relax. We go out for Christmas or for Chinese food. It's kind of a cool tradition. It's kind of fun. And so I went with L'Instant. It's got the cocoa in it that makes it really like warm and kind of luxurious. Has got just a festive thing to it. It's got some spices in it that lend to that kind of festive feeling, and then some citrus in it. Kind of reminds me of a chocolate orange, which is another kind of festive thing for this time of year. This is one that I definitely do have scent memories with. I've been wearing this every Christmas for the last 3 years, and it's just gotten to a point where whenever I smell this, it immediately reminds me of wintertime and holidays and just everything like that. So that's kind of cool. So then, let's see, on Wednesday I wore a fragrance that I actually got for Christmas. This is from the Dunhill Icon line, and it's the gold bottle, Dunhill Icon Absolute. So I have the original Dunhill Icon, that's the silver bottle. This fall I picked up the black bottle, which is Dunhill Icon Elite. It's kind of a rough and tumble sandalwood kind of fragrance. Absolute is their oud and leather fragrance. So this has oud and rose, so a little bit of that classic oud rose combo, but done in a masculine way. But this also has leather in it. So the opening of this has like some spices and oud and a little bit of jasmine and rose, some saffron. And all of that kind of reminds me a little bit of oud wood from Tom Ford. As this dries down, the mid of this fragrance really surprised me. The mid of this fragrance, the oud kind of dies down a little bit, and you get this saffron, jasmine, and leather accord that reminds me quite a bit of another Tom Ford fragrance, Tuscan leather, but even more specifically, ombre leather, which was the big Tom Ford release of 2018. So that Tuscan leather, ombre leather, leathery vibe with the saffron and the jasmine. Is a little bit of that in this. Really surprised me. The only downside to this fragrance is the longevity. It's only about a 4.5 to 5 hour ride, and then it becomes a skin scent. But I don't mind. This thing was like dirt cheap. It was like 35 bucks, I think, online, 35 or 40 bucks on FragranceNet. So totally worth it. Don't mind respraying this one, bringing a decant along for the day and respraying this fragrance. Plus, I love the Icon line, and I wanted to, you know, get another one to the line. These bottles are just so cool. So the last one, I guess, for me to pick up is the Dunhill Icon Racing, which is kind of a spring fragrance. I'm not really too sure how I feel about that one, but maybe I'll pick it up this spring just to complete the set. But really happy about this one. I'll have a review coming up on this one, talk a little bit more about it coming up soon here on the Smells Like Fragrance channel. On Thursday, I wore another fragrance that I actually just picked up for Christmas. This is one that has gotten a lot of hype in the fragrance community. I ignored it because it's often touted as a club banger or whatever, you know, a clubbing type fragrance. Ultra Male from Jean Paul Gaultier. So where I work in a place that sells fragrances, and I just kept putting this on every now and then. And if you just put out of your mind the whole club banger, clubbing, you know, lady killer vibe of this fragrance and just enjoy it for the fragrance as it is, Francis Kirkjohn is the perfumer for Ultra Male. It's just a sweet, also warm, slightly fresh. It has a pear note, has a little bit of that La Male DNA, that kind of vanillic tonka lavender thing going on. Really enjoy this. And again, like I said, Francis Kirkjohn is one of my favorite perfumers. Of course, now he has the Maison Francis Kirkjohn line, the house of his own, but he has created some pretty cool designer fragrances too, and I gotta say that this is one of them. Really enjoying wearing this in the cold weather. From Jean Paul Gaultier, that's Ultra Male. On Friday, I actually traveled to Illinois to be with some family, have kind of like my larger extended family Christmas together, and I had to wear another of my new fragrances. I got quite a few fragrances around this time of year. I picked up Layton from Parfums de Marly. This has been part of my sampling Sundays for the last like 2 or 3 months. Anybody that's been watching the channel knows this was on my list of fragrances that I wanted to buy or that I was thinking about buying. And you know what? I just decided to finally pull the trigger, get a full bottle of this stuff. You know, it can be, I guess, part of the criticism for this fragrance, I guess, is just that it is a little bit mass appealing for a niche fragrance, that it has some designer-ish vibes to it, but the quality of the ingredients used in this, the quality of the smell, how much I just enjoy it as an easy-to-wear fragrance, and how much people around me really give great feedback and enjoy smelling this on me, that I had to pick it up. I really appreciate this for what it is, and it's, you know, sort of a mass-pleasing, high-end niche fragrance that uses really high-quality ingredients, and that is the biggest thing about this that I love, is the high-quality ingredients used in this. Even if you don't like the way they smell, the ingredients, the quality is there, and that's what I really like about them. It smells expensive, you know, it feels high-end when you're wearing it. It kind of feels like you're wearing an expensive perfume, and that's what I like about this. Not to mention all the great feedback that I've gotten for this thing anytime I wear it. This is going to be getting a lot of wear for the rest of the cold season here from me. That was on Friday at Parfums de Marly's Layton. Finally, on Saturday, I was still traveling, still with family, kind of having like family holiday parties and Christmas parties and stuff. I went with another one of the fragrances that I received as a gift. This was a Christmas gift actually from my parents this year. From Maison Francis Kirkjohn, this is Baccarat Rouge 540. This has been the darling niche fragrance of the fragrance community this year. This thing really came alive as one of the best niche fragrances available on the market. Probably one of the most popular niche fragrances that there is in terms of just the fragrance community, fragrance enthusiasts. I've gone through quite a few decants of this, just absolutely fell in love with this thing. It's fresh, but also warm. It's sweet, but also kind of transparent. This has ambergris, saffron, some cedar wood. This one just really has some cool contradictions to it, kind of warm and cold and fresh and you know, kind of crackling, warm. You know, the woods can be a little bit warm. They can also be kind of fresh. The ambergris is kind of fresh. You also have this kind of sugary sweetness going on. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. It has climbed to the top of the list. So glad I got this. This really, for me at least, this kind of is the crown jewel of my collection right now. Just as it stands, I don't have very many niche fragrances at all. Like literally, the fact in buying these two, I increased my niche collect. I think I doubled my niche fragrance bottles in getting 2 niche. So just kind of getting started into the niche world, and Baccarat Rouge 540 is the pinnacle of my collection, at least for right now. So that's it for the fragrances of the week, the last fragrances of the week of 2018. Looking forward to many more for 2019. Let me know what fragrances you wore to end up your month here. It is New Year's Eve, and I'd love to know what fragrances that you'll be wearing for New Year's Eve. I will be wearing Baccarat Rouge 540. It's just so special. Crowd pleaser type of fragrance, but also it has a sparkly nature to it that I think is really fitting for kind of the whole New Year's vibe. You know, just the freshness, the sweetness, the luxuriousness of it. So I'll be wearing that for New Year's Eve. Let me know what your New Year's Eve fragrance choice is. And hey, that's all. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to do this again sometime like in 2019, be sure to hit the subscribe button. See you right here at the Smells Like Fragrance channel for another video. Hey, thanks so much for watching.